Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, beautifuls. How are you today? I want to first and foremost tell you all thank you so very much for being here with me in this space, sharing the experience of faith and love, kindness, and humanity over here on this page. When I started this channel, I had that kind of like imposter syndrome, and I didn't know if you all would receive me well. And I want to say congratulations to us. We have reached 347 followers. Give yourself a round of applause. I am super elated, and it's because I wasn't sure how I was going to go about this. I kind of just jumped in and shared my truth. Every time I come on here and chat with you guys and give you guys a life update or just express in this kind of intimate setting about how I feel and what I'm going through, I know that there's someone out there that's also experiencing the same thing, have experienced, is experiencing it in the moment, or may in the future be thinking about what they could encounter. And not just from a Muslim perspective, also from just a faith-based perspective. People that go through their own spirituality experiences, life experiences from a Christian perspective, from a Muslim perspective, from a spiritual base perspective. And I use that as a guide to ponder and say, this really resonates with me. And so that's why I really encourage you all to, look deep inside yourself, to understand yourself better, to heal those parts of yourself that has laid dormant, yet get triggered when people say or do things and you don't understand where that's coming from. I implore you to really go deep and figure out what is it? What's the reason why? That I really want you guys to explore that deep sense of self and heal those parts of you that get triggered, because it's important to heal yourself, to know yourself, right? To continue to self-evaluate. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Grow. Just like you want to take that time and space for yourself to love and grow and nurture yourself, your children also need that same level of growth, love, nurturing. And it's important that we are giving that to them. But what I want to talk to you guys about today, I want to share some of the things that I experienced over the last month. That I just, went off of social media, so to speak, and really went deep into my healing. And what I uncovered and discovered was being selective. So I have like 2 notebooks here that I've just been jotting down a lot of information, and I have been writing down some things that I've learned, some quotes from some of the most impactful information that guided me to this point. And first I want to let you know that, you really must be selective. Being selective is a choice, and to choose these types of people and environments that best serve you, right? If it doesn't bring you peace, don't go. Say no. Just say no and let it be that. Just let it be okay for you to say no for once. You're saying no for yourself, for your peace. We can no longer afford to be passive with our peace. The way you show up for others is a prerequisite of reflection. Stand for something or fall for anything. So let your feet be rooted in truth, in your truth. It doesn't have to be what everybody else wants. It's what you want to see in your life, right? Because we know where energy goes, energy flows, you guys. Where energy goes, energy flows. And you need to step into your truth, whatever that truth is for you. If you don't know what your truth is, you need to find your voice. It's important for you to meditate, to sit with yourself, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes a day. Sit with yourself in a quiet space. I often go to my thinking place. Sometimes my thinking place is after I've showered, put my kids to bed, and I'm laying down in bed. That's my thinking space when I am calm, when I am relaxed. Sometimes my thinking space is next to a tree. Sometimes my thinking space is when I'm walking and getting exercise, but I'm in solitude with myself and I'm in nature and I'm breathing in fresh oxygen and I'm feeling healthy and happy and calm. That can be your thinking space. Sitting in your car can be your thinking space. Whatever space that makes you feel most comfortable and you can calm your spirit and you can reflect. That's your thinking space. All right. So do that for yourself and do it often so that you are healing those places within yourself that have been traumatized. It could be childhood trauma. It could be relationship trauma that you've experienced, right? That you need to heal. And it's okay for you to tell people, no, I don't want to go. No, I'm not going to give today. No, I need to take time for myself. And it's okay for you to say no. And it's okay for you to take space for yourself. It's important, right? To be rooted in your truth. That truth is your self-worth. Self-worth is a profound and intrinsic belief in one's own inherent value and deservingness. It's a deep-seated sense of self-respect that goes beyond external validation and accomplishments. Self-worth is rooted in that understanding that every individual is inherently valuable regardless of their achievements, appearance, or social status. It involves accepting oneself with all of one's strengths and weaknesses, embracing imperfections, and recognizing that mistakes and failures do not diminish one's worth. Self-worth empowers individuals to set healthy boundaries, make choices that align with your values, and engage in self-care practices. All of those things that I was just telling you about. Taking time for yourself, right? It fosters resilience and the ability to bounce back from setbacks, and one's sense of worth is not contingent upon external circumstances. Cultivating self-worth often involves self-reflection, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. It can be influenced by upbringing, social messages, and personal experiences, but it is a quality that can be nurtured and strengthened over time. Ultimately, a strong sense of self-worth is a fundamental cornerstone of mental and emotional well-being, engaging individuals to lead fulfilling and authentic lives. It is important to remember that happiness is a state of being, to choose to be happy. Choose to affirm yourself in the state of happiness by simply saying, I am happy with my life right now. I am happy with my life right now. I am grateful with what I have been given right now. I am grateful for what I've been given right now. I choose to love myself entirely. I choose to love myself wholly and entirely. I welcome abundance and peace into my life. I embrace and I welcome abundance and peace into my life. I choose to live my life organically with authentic, intentional love. I choose to live my life authentically and organically with intentional love. Remember to do that for yourselves, you guys, and do it often. Affirm yourself, validate yourself. It's important to do that for yourself because you are worthy of love, my dear. Don't you know that you are loved? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the giver and the supreme, the authentic, the creator of all the worlds, the majestic, the king loves you and he wants the best for you. And there is absolutely nothing that he would hold back from you unless he thought that it wasn't good for your faith and good for your life. If he thinks that it's going to hinder you in your growth and your spirituality and going to hurt you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold back from you. And you need to be okay with that and tell yourself, I'm happy with what I have right now. I love myself wholly, organically, authentically, and intentionally. And be at peace with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you at the time. There are times when you will ask for something and it may seem like it's super, super, super important, right? At the time, and that you need to have this thing right then and there. And when you ask for that, you may be pouring out tears, right? And you're so, passionate about what it is that you need and what it is that you want. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may not give you that thing right then. It's not that he's saying that you don't deserve it or that you can't have it. He's maybe saying, just, maybe not right now. And the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may be holding that, what you are consistently seeking and asking him for, is because you need to grow, right? You need to shift. You need to pivot. You need to expand. You need to reach higher. You need more knowledge. You need more wisdom. You need more experience before you can actually receive what you're looking for. So be patient. And that may be a part of the purpose. I feel like that's always part of the purpose. When Allah sends you a trial, it's because he loves you. If we think in that way, that Allah sends us a trial because he wants to grow us into what it is that we're asking for, because when we're asking for something, especially if it's not superficial, if it's something very significant, that again, is good for your faith, your spirituality, and good for your life, good for your family, it has to be something that you can withstand the storm, right? It's something that you must be able to sustain. Why ask for something and give you something that you're not ready for? That's just going to fall and slip through your fingers. Why would you want that? Why would the creator of all the worlds, the giver, the most forgiving, the often forgiving, the most loving, the most kind, the most generous, the most gracious, the supreme, want that to slip through your fingers? He wouldn't want that for you. Astaghfirullah, I can't speak for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because he wills what he wants, right? But he also holds when he wants to. Not as a punishment, as an opportunity for you to grow. If you think about it in that way, then when you are speaking life into yourself and giving those affirmations to yourself, you'll be able to really gain a better perspective and say, I'm going to be patient in what I'm asking for. And I'm going to sit in my peace and sit in my purpose. And I'm going to stand on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's promises. I'm going to stand on God's promises that he will show up for me, that he will deliver because he wants to. He loves you. Of course it's going to show up for you. It may not show up when you want it to. It may not show up how you want it to show up, but it's coming. You have to be patient. And you also must show the giver of all that you are ready, that you are patient, right? And that you deserve what it is that you're asking for. Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it to you prematurely and you're not ready for it, you won't be able to sustain the thing that you're asking for. It may stress you and hurt you. And Allah doesn't want that for us. He doesn't want us to hurt. Essentially, Allah loves us and wants the best for us. He also wants us to come to him and stay close and near to him. So keep that, in the front of your mind in your asking. Also be reciprocal in that energy and also be a giving person, right? The thing that you want to see, and this is the other part of my message, is forgiveness. You must forgive. I watched a video on YouTube by Megan Ashley. I don't know if you guys know who Megan Ashley is, and it's on forgiveness. And it's episode 4. Her name is Megan Ashley, and the topic is releasing offense through forgiveness. Let's talk about releasing offense through forgiveness. Forgiving is so necessary to be able to move on from self-hate. You know what self-hate is? Talking about yourself, downing yourself, even in your thoughts, right? Even in your thoughts. Feeling unworthy. That's self-hate. And I want you guys to know that you are worthy. You are worthy, that you are enough. If you hold grudges and expect others to forgive you, yet you hold on to hurt of the past, you are participating in self-hate. Think about it. How can you ask for forgiveness, yet you don't forgive? You cannot hold on to something that someone did to you and ruminate over that thing. You must forgive. Forgive for yourself. Forgive that person for yourself. And throw it into the sea of forgiveness. When you throw it into the sea of forgiveness, you let it go. You release that energy and you give it to the Most High so that He can heal it and replace it with something better, because you deserve that. Beloved, you deserve so much more than you allow yourself to receive. You have to be in a receiving energy. I heard Tony Gaskins say this yesterday. And I also heard Devon Franklin say this. That you have to be in a receiving energy. That's love. That's self-love. So when you do that, you are acknowledging and validating what that person said about you and to you, and confirming that you are not enough. When you hold on to that unforgiveness, when you hold on to that thing that hurt you, that pained you deep down in your soul, sometimes somebody can say something to you that just stings and cuts so deep, especially if it's someone that you look up to, that you love, like your parents, your siblings, your closest friends, your spouse. That cuts deep. It cuts deep, deep. What it also does is make you reflect. It allows you the opportunity to self-evaluate, to reflect on how it is that you want to show up for yourself and for others, right? Every situation is an opportunity for you to self-evaluate your character, your morals, and what you believe in. So forgive today, you guys. Forgive for yourself, at least, so that you're not carrying around that energy of self-hate, that you are continuously purging low vibrational energy, negativity, so that Allah can replace that with love. He can replenish that. Your cup can be consistently refilled when you do that. So forgive and forget about it. Throw it into the ocean or the sea of forgiveness. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you move past that pain, to help you move past the pain and forgive for you for all that you have done, known and unknown. Because sometimes we do things that we don't even know hurt people. We say things before we even think. And it could negatively impact someone in a way that you didn't even know, like your child. You can say something to you and you can spit out something negative that hurts them. And it could be a regurgitated thing that you learned from childhood. It could be a regurgitated thing that you learned from a bad relationship, whether that was with someone that you loved, man or woman, or with a friend. That's why we have to continue to check in with ourselves. And we also have to continuously ask the Most High to forgive us for the things that we've done, known and unknown, seen and unseen, heard and unheard. Because sometimes it's in here. Our negative self-talk. right? Ruminating about the past, situations, things that someone said to us. And now you're showing up in an energy where you're hurting other people because you're damaged, right? You're triggered. So you also want to be in an energy of thankfulness. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank God for replacing that pain with peace and purpose. Even if you don't feel it right away, thank Him anyway, because you know it's on the way. Thank you, God, for showing me direction. Thank you for giving me a different perspective. Thank you for the heart of forgiveness, right? Thank you for, that heart posture of forgiveness. Thank you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for allowing me to see in the spirit and with the naked eye what I needed to know. And thank you for replacing that pain with peace and purpose. When you speak forgiveness, you can heal and forgive others. Operate from a place of wholeness and love. Tony Gaskins said that God is love and He never changes. God is love and His love never changes. I challenge you today to open your mind, to lean learn from other spaces than Islamic ones, because I have learned so much from human beings that embody the same morals and values as me. And not all of them are Muslims. Especially if you're Muslim and you are, into dawah, and or you are, surrounded by other people on a daily basis that don't look like you, that are not Muslims. It is an opportunity for you to and speak life into someone and encourage them. We are, wanting others to embody the same values as us. And we all are different people, different cultures, right? Live in different parts of the world. And so the one thing that I know that is true that we are all seeking is love. And God loves us all. God loves us all, no matter what your faith is, your faith-based practice is. God still loves you. So I encourage you to learn from, other people that have morals and values as you, and they don't have to have the same religion as you. There's so much good information out there to grasp. Use discernment so that you can weed out what isn't for you and what is for you. Just take those nuggets of wisdom that you get and leave the rest. That's all that I ask, is that you try and you show up for yourself, because you're worth it. Some more things that I learned in self-love and healing. I was watching, it was really a long video, and it was Devon Franklin speaking on Lisa Bilyeu's platform. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Her last name is Bilyeu, Bilyeu, Lisa. And the title is, I Wish I Knew This Love Lesson Sooner. The only dating advice you'll ever need. That's the title of it. And it's Devon Franklin speaking about his experience. And here's some things that I took away from that video. Number one, get to know yourself. Number 2, how you want to live, life. How do you want to live life? So number 1 is get to know yourself. Number 2 is how do you want to live life? Number 3 is get clear with your choice or choices. Get clear with your choices. Number 4 is educate yourself. And also Tony Gaskins also talks about that, about educating yourself, right? Get to know who you are. Get to become a whole person before you step into a relationship. We know as Muslims that we don't date, but we do court and get to know a person enough to decide whether we want to be with them or not. The first relationship that you need to nurture and deeply understand is the one with yourself. If you know who you are, then you know what you want and you know what you don't want. And if you know what you don't want, you really know what you do want, right? So it's important to get to know yourself so that you're a whole person. 2 whole people coming together, making one beautiful marriage and relationship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to look for the signs, right? If the same issues continue to resurface in someone, a circumstance, or, like in someone that you're dating or a circumstance, even if it's your family member, it's time to reevaluate who you see staring back at you in the mirror, because you are a direct reflection of how energy is showing up in your life. If you are being triggered, right? If you are being triggered by someone that you're dating or a family member or a friend, that is a direct reflection of what's being reflected in your life. And so it's important for you to consistently reevaluate. This whole video is about self-healing, you guys. Reevaluating the relationship that you have with yourself. Again, where energy goes, energy flows. And if someone is consistently showing up in your life in a negative way that triggers you, then it's time to step back, sit down, reflect, and self-evaluate, and start journaling, you guys. Start journaling and writing these things down that trigger you. Write down what triggers you and write down on another page what you want to see in your life, what you expect from yourself, what you want to see. Because I guarantee you that whatever is showing up in your life, somewhere down the line, you are reflecting that energy in the universe. Think about that. Somewhere in your life, that energy is showing up. The way that you speak, the way that you think, that's vibration. That vibration that you're sending out is a boomerang, and it's coming back to you. And it's forever, it's flowing in all kinds of different directions. What you think, feel, activate by applying that thought and feeling into action is that which you produce as a result of being everything you did or didn't want. I'm going to read that again. What you think, feel, and activate by applying that thought and feeling into action is that which you produce as a result of being everything you did or didn't want. That's why we have to change our language. Remove 3 words that you seem to be saying often, like I can't, I don't, or another negative sentence that you use often that's just low vibrational energy, and replace that with something better, like I'm capable, I will, this is something that I consider, or I'm going to trust myself, right? Going back to those affirmations that we were saying to ourselves. Those are the kinds of words that you want to be speaking into yourself so that you bring in that good, clean energy. Love yourself, cleanse your energy, right? That's another thing that I'm pretty sure that I have put out on this page before, but I will continue to show you guys how to use the herbs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us to cleanse your outer energy. So as you are affirming yourself internally and you're eating good, healthy food internally, you also need to cleanse your outer body. As Muslims, we continuously purify ourselves. And we ask the Most High to purify us, to make our hearts clean, to cleanse our souls, to forgive us for all the things that we have done, knowing and unknowing. And when we do that internally, Allah cleanses us inside and outside. You also want to use the herbs to cleanse your energy body, to strip away all of the negative energy that we receive from technology and outside in the weather, whatever they're putting in the air and in the soil. We want to continuously cleanse all the toxicity from our being. This is a way of doing that. Forgiving others, forgiving yourself, healing yourself, loving yourself. Devon said that pain produces clarity. I'm pretty sure we just talked about that earlier. So much so that Allah will isolate you to get your attention. Because I have insecurities, I may misinterpret what you're saying. Right? Think about that. Because you have insecurities, you may misinterpret what someone is saying to you. They're thinking one thing and you're thinking totally something else by the way that you have experienced life. If you have childhood wounds or you have unhealed relationship wounds, you get triggered by what someone is saying, even though they didn't mean it in a negative way, but how they said it to you and how the information was internalized in your brain, you misunderstood. So pause and ask the question, what did you hear me say? Ask.
May I have a snack?
Yes, I'll get you a snack in a minute, okay? We don't have any right now, but I'll get you one in a minute, okay? All right, love you. So ask the person that triggers you. Take a moment, instead of getting angry, if you can, instead of getting angry, just pause and say, what did you hear me say? And ask them to tell you what they thought you meant when you said what you said. Because what they interpret may not even be what you meant. So ask them, hey, what did you just hear me say? And if they speak to you and tell you, speak back to you and tell you what they thought you heard, you be like, no, that's not what I meant. This is what I meant. Let me rephrase that and tell you what I really truly meant to say. Giving people the opportunity to explain what they thought, what they internalized, what you said to them, what they interpret what you said to them, helps to build better communication with the people that you love. That's also self-healing, you guys, because now you're giving your ears the chance to connect with your heart, that connects with your mind, your brain, your thinking, and to say, hey, that's not how I want to show up. I want to show up like this. I want to be this person. Okay, I no longer want to communicate like that. So I need to reevaluate the way that I speak, the way that I feel, the way that I listen, the way that I understand and interpret information. And I need to go to my thinking place. And I need to calm my spirit. I need to cleanse my energy. I must eat better foods, less meat, more vegetables, more fruits, more juice electrolytes, right? More plant-based. And I'm not talking about soy or tofu and all of that. I'm talking about raw fruits and vegetables from the earth, organic fruits and vegetables. More of that, right? So that you can gain clarity. This gives both people the opportunity to clarify what was meant from the start. Everyone should have the chance to adjust. So when you forgive, you are giving yourself the opportunity to adjust. That's self-love. That's self-evaluation, and that is self-healing, you guys. One more point before I go. Listen to another talk from Devon Franklin, and this one was from it's called One of One. That is the title. It's called One of One. If you want to put that on YouTube, One of One, Devon Franklin, it'll pop up. The thing that stuck with me, and there were a few things that he talked about that really pulled on my heart. He said, when I know my value, when I know my worth, then I can choose better. When I know my value and I know my worth, I can choose better. A lot of our decisions are made, a lot of our decision making reveals our value system. Think about that. A lot of the things that we choose to do reveals the things that we value. To be able to attract likeness, you must become of what you are asking, requiring, and demanding. To be able to attract likeness, right? And that likeness is what you want to see, what you are asking for, what you are requiring, what you are demanding of someone. You must see those things in yourself, beloved. You must see, feel, understand, reflect those things that you are asking someone else. You must reflect that and embody that same energy. How can you ask someone to love you when you don't love yourself? How can you ask someone, a man or a woman, hey, I require you to make this amount of money? and not be reflective of that same thing? How can you say, I want you to have these types of morals and values, and you don't even embody that kind of character? Mm-mm. How can you ask a man to take care of you and you don't even take care of yourself? That don't go together. Mm-mm. So we must be what we are asking for. If you want patience, you must be patient. If you want peace, you must exemplify peace in your home. Reevaluate how you deal with anger, how you deal with disappointment, how you deal with setbacks, trials, triggers. Because remember, at the beginning of this conversation, we were talking about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring a trial to you to grow you. You want to show up in a way that you are asking, requiring, and demanding for someone to show up for you. You have to do that for yourself. And when you do that for yourself, you're not shaken. When someone tells you no, when someone rejects you, someone's rejection is not reflective of who you are. It reflects who they are. And maybe when it comes to your significant other, there must be some kind of context around why they're saying no. Maybe the no is not right now because they are feeling in a state of unrest, in a state of stress, in a state of uncomfortability. And they're saying no to you because they can't give you what you're asking for. Because what they are lacking in themselves, they can't give you something that they don't have to give. Think about it, beloved. Think about that. So what you want, you must exemplify. Heal the toxicity. Evaluate yourself constantly so that you can attract and claim what is designed to be in alignment with you. Looking for someone to fulfill the role that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed for only him is foolish. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala often says in the Quran that we must ask him and believe in him and only ask for him, only believe in him, only seek him for the things that we need. Because he is sufficient for us for all eternity. He is the greatest disposer of our affairs. Why would I ask my husband to give me something that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give? Why would I ask my mother, my dad, my brother, my child, my friend for something that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give? We need to lean in on Allah. When we love ourselves wholly, we are loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we are telling Allah that we need him. We depend only on him to heal the broken pieces, the empty spaces, the brokenness, the heartache, the pain, the discomfort, the unrest. Beloved, let the Most High heal those spaces. That is what He wants to do for you today. Don't give that burden to the one that you love and ask them to heal you and ask them to make you happy. No one can make you happy. You have to be happy. Happiness is a state of being. It's not a thing that you acquire from someone. It just is. Being happy is being at peace. Being happy is being content. No one's telling you to be complacent, but be content with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, so that you can receive all that is aligned with you and meant for your life, that benefits your life. Allah is your everything. Your spouse is a complement to what Allah has given you. Do not give away your power to someone that isn't equipped to handle it. People are on their own journeys. So don't give away your peace. Don't give away your power to someone that can't even handle it. Don't entrust someone to your happiness when they don't exemplify happiness, right? They're lacking something within themselves. How can they pour into you when they don't even have it? So don't give your power away, beloved. Keep your power. And if someone rejects you and it's not a reflection on who you are, it's a reflection on who they are and what they're going through. Step back and stand in your peace and in your power and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fill you up. Ask Allah, I'm feeling this today. I'm feeling sad today. I'm feeling discontent today. I'm feeling angry right now. Help me, Allah. Help me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be more at peace. Guide me to a state of peace and tranquility. And guide me to the knowledge and wisdom that I need to get me into a place where I am fulfilled. Only by the divine power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can you discern and be content and happy and at peace. That person must be able to govern themselves as a whole individual before they can be seasoned to lead you in righteousness. Choose wisely. Your friends, the company that you keep, and your spouse. Take your time and get to know who you are so that you know exactly what you do and don't want in your life. When you do that, that is respectfully so as God loves, with kindness, thoughtfulness, and gentleness, not in their ego, right? A person that's in their ego cannot give you what you deserve. Pain is part of our journey. Just because you're in pain does not mean you aren't in your purpose. So don't make a long-term decision on a temporary feeling, beloved. Just because you are in pain right now doesn't mean that you're out of alignment with your purpose. It means that you need to grow a little, that you need to expand your reach, that you need to push outside your comfort zone. Because on the other side of that pain is purpose. On the other side of that pain is growth. On the other side of that pain is peace. Sometimes you have to grow through a situation to reach your purpose. It's divine destiny. When you pray for something, Allah may not give it to you right away because you need time to grow into that which you are asking for. Give yourself time. Show yourself some grace. Beloved, you are worthy. You are valuable. You are beautiful. You are loving. You are kind. You are nurturing. You are special. If you've never been through something, how do you know what you've got? And how do you know that you can keep it? Hold on to it. If you've never been through something. In this life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that we will be faced with adversity over and over and over to grow us. And we need to grow. We're forever growing and learning and expanding. And our hearts need to grow bigger. We need to love more, give more, and also learn to receive. Be in an energy that is reciprocal. When we love someone, when we give love, it comes back to us. When we show grace, grace comes back to us. When we forgive, forgiveness is given to us. So continue to self-evaluate your character, your morals, your values, so that you can grow into your purpose. Understand who you are. Get to know yourself. Check in with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself by eating good food, by thinking good thoughts, by speaking kind words and smiling, because smiling is sunnah. By sitting in your peace, and by asking the right questions. What did you hear me say? So that you can continue to self-evaluate how you show up. I love you so much, and I have been waiting patiently, continuing to read and listen and internalize and heal and step back and sit in my thinking place and meditate and pray and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me a message for you guys that is going to help you to heal the empty spaces. So I hope that you took away something from this video today that empowered you and that piqued your curiosity, something that is going to be beneficial to your life to help you learn and grow and heal and seek the nearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I love you so very much. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And thank you so much for all of you joining the family over here and continuing to come back for more love and more reflection. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you so much for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 347 subscribers. I'm super happy. We did it. I love you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next time.